डिग्री नहीं होगी तो नौकरी नहीं होगी, नौकरी नहीं होगी तो कोई बाप अपनी बेटी नहीं देगा, बैंक क्रेडिट कार्ड नहीं देगी, दुनिया रिस्पेक्ट नहीं देगी. Which movie? Very good. So why do we remember this movie so well, especially guys, you know? Because it says something that they could not. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zaina Rafique. I am a feminist surrounded with strong, influential women. But today I am here to talk about the other side of the story. Let's start with the recent scenario. The pandemic in urban India proved to be really bad for women. We heard cases of domestic violence and abuse everywhere. But for men too, something was happening. And that too, very, very silently. So as you know, in most private firms, the highest man force is men. So what they were doing, job hours were increased, workload was doubled and salary reduced. At this point, men started to fear something that would socially provoke, disturb or even break them, and that is unemployment. Around 1.5 million young people, especially men, lost their jobs in August 2021. That's true. And let's talk about Indian society. With its pathetic and rusted thinking patterns, it is known to judge women by their and men by their. And I want to ask all the men here today, do you really feel that your career is a result of social pressures, social impositions and competitions? Raise your hand if you feel so. See, men in India have specific professions to choose from. Bro, क्या कर रहा है? आर्ट्स ले लिया. आर्ट्स तो लड़कियों के लिए होता है. हमारा बेटा तो इंजीनियर बनेगा. And what is happening because of that? Many boys are being pushed into the same career path. And this leads to competition. This competition is so bad and so intense that it gives rise to this question. आज मेरे पास गाड़ी है, बंगला है, पैसा है, तुम्हारे पास क्या है? It's not a material possession. Come on. So you have to answer this question. You have to be a man, you know. And those who cannot get soaked into the feeling of failure. उन्हें लगता है उन्होंने कुछ किया ही नहीं. And do you know what is happening because of that? Many men became suicidal. In 2020, most businessmen, qualified men, successful men committed suicide because that seemed like an easier option than telling the world, I am sorry, I could not be a man. Recently, an actor named Siddharth Shukla passed away, unfortunately, at the age of 40. Reason? Heart attack. After his death, it was all over the social media, right? So I was scrolling, I came across an article that said, heart attacks common in Indian men of this age due to 3 reasons. First, increased workload. Second, financial pressure. And third, lack of a regular routine. Not just physically, men were also being affected socially. Marriages in India are happening more on the basis of उसके पास बड़ी गाड़ी है या नहीं, कितना बड़ा घर है, how much does he earn, and due to this, men are also counter-attacking sometimes. For example, in certain states of India, men are asking for dowry just to satisfy the financial desires that they could not achieve. And the people paying this dowry or giving this dowry are again fathers, brothers and uncles, men. It's like an ongoing cycle and cycle. Be a man, provide, you know. What's happening? They are not even allowed to provide as per their capacity. And to add more to this, there is pseudo-feminism. We may be waiting for more shots, please. The recent Lucknow cab driver incident, we all know that, right? But ladies and gentlemen, this is just on the surface. If we move towards emotions, it's a lot worse than I can express. When I turned 16, I found myself emotionally attached with men. Friends, family, most importantly, my father. At that time, I realized something which I'm going to be sharing for the first time today. God created men and women differently. Agreed. But in urban life, when it comes to career, we are mostly on the same page because we have equal professional setups and equal educational opportunities. But it is to be understood that men, it's true, men are emotionally very fragile. They will not open up easily. They have this invisible defense wall. कोई आके तोड़ ना दे हमको. You know, they take time to open up. Have you observed that?
Yes.
And that's what the case with men these days. And I'll tell you what, answer me this thing. Have you ever listened to this or have you ever been told, shh, kya kar raha hai? You are a boy, you're not supposed to cry. Ladkiyan roti hai yaar. Have you heard this?
Yes.
All of us, we have seen it happen to our brothers, even ourselves if you're men. In India, men are not even allowed to express what they feel. You never know where this frustration will divert. You never know how important can it be for a man that someone just listens and understands कि उसके दिमाग में चल क्या रहा है. They are never ever taught कि मैं जो feel कर रहा हूँ वो बोलूँ कैसे, किसको बोलूँ, where should I go, where should I go where I'm not judged. And I believe that here it is the women's job. It is us who have to save the day. Why? You might be asking, ये men का हम क्यों करें? मतलब what is this? Because men may support each other, they may encourage each other, but at the end of the day, they will always seek subconscious validation from their women. For example, my mother should feel proud of my work, you know. My wife should admire me. My daughter should feel inspired by me. My co-worker, sister or friend should feel safe around me. We are their strength force. And it is up to us to tell them that it's okay. It's okay if you don't feel strong enough. It's okay if you get emotional and you want to cry. It's okay if you don't want to run into this competition. And it's okay if you're not that rich. We have to let our men be themselves and not constantly go out of their way trying to be a man. Because I'll tell you what, being a man is not about all this. It is something which is much more softer, much more happier. Because at the end of the day, we are all human beings. Thank you.